Welcome to our official League Championship Series preview show right here on the Kanika Sports Show, everybody. The Final Four is set. We are going to be breaking down all the matchups. We are going to be looking at the markets, poly market to be exact, who is favored. But first, if this is your first time here, please do us a solid and like this video, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to ring that alarm bell as well for our mascot, Frexy. She just does love attention, everybody. Congratulations to Major League Baseball for going head-to-head with Sunday Night Football tonight to kick off the American League Championship Series. Thank you so much. We really appreciate your cooperation.
Great job.
And by the way, Monday Night Football tomorrow should be even better when we have Game 2 of this series going on, as well as Game 1 of the National League Championship Series, which will be happening in the Midwest, everybody, not on the West Coast. Okay, well, the league championships are set, everybody. The Brewers knock off the Cubs last night, and up there at American Family Field, they were flying the L flag, everybody.
They did.
Yeah, and I don't think the L is for love, Nika.
No? Wrong month.
Yes, it is the wrong month. L is for loser, as Ace Ventura would say. And the Cubs are the losers this year. The Brewers win the first ever postseason matchup between the Cubs and Brewers. 90 miles separated, one win. On Friday night, the Mariners knocked off the Tigers, and they needed 15 innings to do it, Nika. And this was nearly 30 years to the day after the Mariners knocked off the Yankees in the 1995 Division Series.
15 innings. That's the longest.
They only needed 11 in 95. I guess they gave them 4 extra 30 years later. But either way, the Seattle fandom was going crazy. There was tears of joy. No tears of sadness.
Yes, they were showing the tears of joy.
Indeed. What a great finish to that series that was. And tough. They beat Skubal 2 games against the Tigers. That's kudos. Got to tip your hat to the Mariners for doing that alone.
Yeah.
And then there were 4, Nika.
And now we have 4.
2 teams of the 4 that are alive have never, ever won the World Series before.
Mariners and the Brewers.
The Mariners and the Brewers, everybody. And the Brewers have only been to a World Series once in 1982.
Oh, wow.
You talk about 30 years for the Mariners for a division series win. This was 43 years since they played in a World Series.
Wow. Long time.
Long time indeed. And now the only thing that stands between them and a World Series is
the Dodgers.
We'll be talking about the Dodgers-Brewers series a little bit later. And we are going to start in the American League. We have the Mariners visiting Toronto, the Blue Jays, the American League first-place team versus the American League second-place team. How often does that happen? How often do we get 1 versus 2 at the end?
Not often.
Not often. And also, we have the Battle of the Space Needles, everybody.
Oh, boy.
Yep, both of these cities feature Space Needles in their skyline. The Blue Jays is right next door to their stadium, by the way, if you didn't know. Sometimes you get Space Needle views from the playing field if the roof is open.
Houston, we have a problem.
Well, Houston's a long ways away.
I know.
They are not here.
But
it is Seattle. It is Toronto. There will be no Houston in the World Series this year. Damn it, Nika.
Nope.
The season series, by the way, went in favor of the Blue Jays here. They won 4-2. Now, this is a little bit interesting. The series in Seattle in May was actually swept by the Blue Jays, and the series in Toronto in April was won 2 out of 3 by the Mariners. So does that mean the road team has the edge in this series, Nika?
I think it's just a wash.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
And, well, both of these teams are in a much different place than they were back in April and May. The Blue Jays, by the way, have just been sitting back chilling. You can see right here, they were having a practice yesterday at Rogers Center, and they were all smiles, just relaxed, having a good time, nowhere to travel based on the outcome of the Mariners-Tigers game. They knew that they were going to be hosting whoever won that game. So
And
that's a good spot to be.
Yeah, and they had an extra day of rest.
They definitely did. Man, I love the poster artwork, by the way, for this series, Nika. We have the Blue Jays using a close-up here of the eye of a Blue Jay. And I don't think I've ever seen a Blue Jay's eye up this close and personal. So I love the detailed artwork just in that regard because it's very photorealistic here. And inside of the eye, though, you can see Poseidon's trident, and they are focusing in on their opponent, the Mariners. I was happy to see this because one of my issues with Toronto was when they beat the Yankees at Yankee Stadium. They, of course, had this viral fallout with Vlad Jr. and David Ortiz on Fox Sports. I'm, of course, talking about the video of the Yankees lose. That's right. The Yankees did lose on Thursday to the Blue Jays, and by and large, they got swept out of, or not swept out, I should say, they got knocked out of the playoffs by their division rivals. And I thought the Blue Jays at the time might have been a little too focused on beating the Yankees and not necessarily winning the whole World Series. So hopefully these couple off days have reoriented their brains, and at least their artwork team has the Mariners on focus. Let's hope the players do as well. Meanwhile, we have on the Mariners artwork department using the Northern Lights in the design.
Oh, nice.
With a little green glow on their captain, catcher, Cal Raleigh, the American League home run champion, and I'm sorry, the MLB home run champion this year, also the home run derby winner. And you can see him with the Toronto skyline in the background, their needle next to the Rogers Center Stadium, lit up a little bit with some pine trees in the foreground. So trying to get a little bit of homeland, I think, love from Washington State. Hey, guess what? Victory Hall is where you need to be if you live in Seattle, because games 1 and 2 are going to be having a watch party there. And that is right across the street from the ballpark, T-Mobile. So if you are in Seattle and looking for a place to watch the game, that's where you should go, because you should be not alone for this if you're a diehard Mariners fan. You know, I mean, it's been 24 years. Go out there, show some love, interact with real people. It'll be good for you.
All right.
All right. Let's talk about the roster for a second, Nika. The roster for the Mariners has a good name on it, I would say, for them, and that is Brian Wu, their ace pitcher. Now, he's not slated to go in Game 1. That honor goes to Bryce Miller because he was the only starting pitcher on the Mariners who did not pitch in Game 5 the other night. They used 3 of their other starters in that game. So Bryce Miller gets the call in Game 1, and Game 2 being tomorrow on a Monday. I don't know if that's enough time from Friday to get any of those other 3 ready. So I'm wondering if Brian Wu will be able to go tomorrow. The bullpen has also been stretched throughout the Tigers series a lot. All the higher leverage relievers were used multiple times, including one of them all 3 games. So they are stretched way thin in that regard.
Well, they better figure it out because the game starts today.
It does. Meanwhile, the Blue Jays are going to be without shortstop Bo Bichette still. He continues to have an injury that is and I don't think he's going to play. At this point, you've missed how much time as a hitter?
I don't think it matters.
No, I mean in the World Series, if they get that far.
I know, but I don't think it matters to Blue Jays. They're already pretty tight.
No, they hit the ball without him.
Exactly.
That's one of the reasons why they are where they are. But they do need some pitching help, I think, and they are getting it with Chris Bassett and Max Scherzer. Mad Max is back on the playoff roster.
Well, right
they got some veteran leadership right there added to their pitching staff for this series, so we'll see if that helps them out or not. Seattle definitely needs this pitching recovery time, and they need to buy it in Game 1 or 2 somehow. If they want any chance of winning this series, they need to win one of these first 2 games on the road. And I feel like they might have to win another one on the road later in this series because I think it's going to be tough to beat the Blue Jays 3 games in a row, period.
Yes.
So having said all that, that's going to be a tough uphill climb for the Mariners. They need to play tight baseball, in my opinion. They need to pitch really well. They need to play great defense, and they need to not try and slug with the Blue Jays. because they don't score like the Blue Jays do.
No, they gotta play their own brand of baseball.
Yeah.
They cannot play something that haven't been playing all season long.
Don't try and chase.
Yes.
Play your game. That's my advice to the Mariners. The Blue Jays. My advice to the Blue Jays: get over that Yankees series win
I think
and
they
move
over
on
it.
to the. You think they are?
They are.
Okay, fine.
You gotta move on.
I gotta move on.
Yes, you got stuck with the Yankees.
It's a
now.
concern. I'm sorry.
Oh, I get it,
We
but-
saw the Cubs. They were content with making the playoffs. They're gone. The Brewers now rubbing it in the Cubs' face with the L flag.
That's true.
I'm just pointing out, like, where is your focus at, guys?
Well, hopefully on the World Series.
That's where it should have been from the first place.
I
And there
know.
should have never been an L flag.
Maybe
I
the-
question the leadership on the team at this point. That's all.
Blue Jays?
You bust the L flag out in the middle of the regular season when you beat the team in the regular season series.
Blue Jays.
Not in the playoffs.
Blue Jays.
I'm just pointing it out.
Blue Jays.
It was a viral moment, Nika.
It was.
It was viral. All right.
Yankees
Well,
lose.
what is your prediction for this series, Nika? Do you like the Mariners or the Blue Jays?
I'm gonna pick the Blue Jays 7 games.
The distance, huh?
Yeah, they go the distance.
All right. I also predict that this is going to go the distance, 7 games, and I'm going to go with my heart in the
Okay.
American League and choose the Mariners in 7. They get it done on the road somehow. Blue Jays fans go home crying from the Rogers Center.
All right.
It's going to be tough.